Today we're sailing on our first Viking River Cruise in France, Lyon to Provence itinerary, starting from Avignon and ending in Lyon. We will be sailing on Viking Longship on beautiful Rhône River, so join us for this journey. If you ever wondered what a Viking River cruise in France actually feels like, especially if you're younger or traveling for the first time, this video is for you. I'm not going to compare this to the big ocean cruises like Royal Caribbean or Celebrity, and I'm not diving into comparison with Ama Waterways, Avalon, or even the classic Danube or Rhine River itineraries. This is simply our personal journey, what I loved, what I regret, and a few tips you'll want to hear. So stay with me till the end. Our very first Viking River cruise in France was nothing like we expected. Hi, my name is Oksana from Signature Travel Channel, and this is my Viking story. And if you love river cruise reviews, travel tips, expert advice, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Now, are you ready to sail with me through France on the Vikings Lyon and Provence itinerary, starting in Avignon and ending in Lyon, on board the Viking Longship Hermod, floating along the ancient Rhône River? Long before I stepped on the Viking Longship, my Viking River cruise experience actually started at the airport. We flew from Chicago to Marseille, and at the moment we walked out of the baggage claim, there it was, the red Viking sign and a smiling team waiting for us. I spent my life planning a lot of trips for my clients, so being on a river cruise where I knew I didn't have to plan anything felt incredible. I knew I was in good hands. Everything was stress-free from the moment we landed. Our minivan transfer had only 8 people. The 1-hour drive to Avignon went by so smoothly, and let me tell you, that moment instantly takes away so much worry, especially if you're traveling internationally for the first time, or you haven't traveled in years, or you simply don't want to deal with taxis, train stations, or directions in another language right after a long flight. The embarkation was so fast. We arrived around 2 p.m. and our room was ready, no lines and no waiting. We headed straight for lunch that was already waiting for us in the Aquavit Terrace. We enjoyed our meal with the first magical view of the Rhône River. At 4 p.m., Viking offered a welcome walk with a local guide to help us discover the area. It was the perfect way to shake off the travel day and get a feel for Avignon. One thing that I love about river cruising and about this itinerary is how close you dock to the heart of the cities. You can walk off the ship anytime you want, morning, afternoon, after dinner. The city is literally right there. Embarkation and disembarkation are incredibly easy. You get one key card, it's your room key, and it's also how you check in and out of the ship. Scan it when you leave, scan it when you return. That's simple. Overall, the ship had such a beautiful feel. Viking's longships all have a similar Scandinavian design across Europe, so if you've seen one, you've instantly recognized the same airy, peaceful style on all of them. Viking Hermod ship has 190 guests in 95 staterooms and stretches 443 feet long. What I love about Viking styles is that classic, minimalistic Nordic decor, open spaces, light woods, soft colors, and giant windows everywhere. Everything is designed to bring this destination inside the ship, with unobstructed views and tons of natural light. And here is one of the best river cruise secrets: no seasickness. River cruising is so smooth that you barely feel the ship move. This ship is a little over 10 years old, but honestly, you'd never guess it. It feels fresh, stylish, and thoughtfully maintained. Here are my favorite places on board. The sun deck was my absolute favorite spot, especially during sunset. Sailing out of Arles from the top deck felt like a movie movement, and the sunset that day made everything worth it. Up here you get a panoramic views, lounge seating, shade canopies, a walking track, golf putting green, giant chest, and the navigation bridge area. Sometimes the deck has to close when ship goes under low bridges or when the water levels are high. We had a couple of those days on our cruise. The Aquavit Terrace is one of the most beautiful spots on the Viking Longship. It's this indoor-outdoor lounge at the very front of the ship with completely unobstructed views. The boat is designed so that all the anchor equipment is hidden beneath the decking, leaving a wide, almost square platform that brings you within just a couple of the feet of the river's edge. Comfortable chairs and open-air views make this place a dream. When the sun deck is closed because of low bridges or high water, the Aquavit Terrace becomes the next best spot to watch the scenery roll by. It's protected from the wind with tall glass panels, so you still get the amazing views without freezing. And the Aquavit Terrace isn't just for relaxing, it also serves as an extension of the main restaurant. So you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can sit outside or inside depending on the weather. The lounge is the social heart of the ship. It's airy, bright, and surrounded by floor-to-ceiling windows that are literally taller than me. The sitting here is very comfortable, cozy couches, soft chairs, and little corners where you can sink in with your book or your journal. It feels warm, relaxed, and inviting. Here you'll find the bar, lectures, port talks, comfortable sofas, and armchairs, quiet spaces for reading, chatting, or enjoying the view. There is also a computer station with 2 computers, a library, and a small shop. I didn't use them much, but they're there. Wi-Fi is included and works pretty well for a river cruise. There is an elevator that connects the middle and upper deck, but not the main deck and not the sun deck for those with mobility consideration. One thing many people don't notice right away is how thoughtfully Viking designs their ships. For example, the bar in the lounge is actually shaped like a bow of the boat, and even the railings is wrapped in leather. It's one of those details that you don't expect on a river ship, but when you pay attention, you see how much care Viking put into creating a warm, stylish Scandinavian atmosphere. These little touches add so much charm. You feel like everything has a purpose, everything feels intentional, and everything is designed to make you feel relaxed and comfortable. And the 24/7 coffee station, one of my top favorite spots on board. You get coffee, teas, decafs, cappuccinos, lattes, and cookies. I loved grabbing my cappuccino with hazelnut syrup. It became a daily ritual. We really enjoyed the food on this cruise. Honestly, Viking does such a beautiful job with both the flavors and the presentation. Every evening for daily briefing, the chef would come out and explain the menu. Breakfast was buffet style. It had everything: omelets, bacon, sausages, potatoes, fresh fruits, yogurts, pastries, and my absolute favorite, the Danish pastries. I had them every single morning, and the bread was so good. Europe just knows how to do bread. You can enjoy breakfast in the main dining room from 7:30 to 9 a.m. or an Aquavit Terrace from 6 to 11 a.m. Lunch and dinner always gave you a choice between regional specialties and classic dishes that are available every day. And yes, beer and wine are complimentary during lunch and dinner. Meals follow set times. They differ a little bit. Lunch around 12 p.m., dinner around 6:45. The portions were perfect, the flavors were wonderful, and the views, well, it's hard to beat having lunch with these amazing views. They're also great with vegetarian options, allergies, and special requests. Outside the ship, we almost never ate a full meal because there was already so much food on board. We just grabbed little treats like crepe, ice cream, pastries because, well, you have to when you're in France. One of my favorite dinners was the Taste of Provence night. It was themed buffet-style dinner celebrating local flavors, and everything was delicious. And one thing to know, Viking has open seating. Most tables sit 6 to 8 people, so you do have to be a little social. But that's actually one of the best parts. You meet different people every night, hear their stories, share travel experiences, and sometimes make new friends. It feels relaxed, friendly, and very community-focused. If you want to enjoy a drink outside of lunch and dinner, you can either pay by the drink or get the silver spirited package. Every night, our room received the Viking Daily, the little newspaper that tells you everything about the day. We also had the same information in the Viking Voyager app, which was super convenient, and every evening there was a short briefing in the lounge. The program director would walk us through the next day, the destination, the schedule, the excursions, sailing times, and what to expect. Everything was so clear and organized. For this river cruise, you don't need to do much research ahead of time, and honestly, that's what I loved, just to let each day unfold. And I was surprised in the best way at every stop of the journey. It felt like opening a little present every morning. Excursions usually start right after breakfast. Viking includes 1 excursion per day. There's no pressure, no extra decision making. You're assigned to a group and you simply go to enjoy it. And the local guides, they are truly amazing. They bring the history and culture of each town to life in a way that feels emotional, personal, and unforgettable. We used the quiet box headset that were provided in each cabin, so even if you drift a little to take the photos or videos, which I always do, you can still hear your guide perfectly. This time I used my AirFly, so I connected right to my AirPods, no wires, no receiver hanging around my neck, total game changer. I'll link it in the description below because it honestly made the whole experience so much easier. Every place we visited had such a rich history, and honestly, if you come to these towns without a guide, you might miss half of what makes them special. These tours give you perfect overview, the stories, the architecture, the legends, and the hidden corners you wouldn't discover on your own. Viking hands you bottled water every time when you leave the ship, which is such a small but thoughtful touch. Most days we're back to the ship in time for lunch, which was absolutely wonderful. After lunch, or even right after the morning tour, we could go explore the town on our own, relax on the sun deck, enjoy quiet time on board, or join the optional excursions, which come at an extra cost. We didn't sign up for any optional excursions this time because we really wanted to wander and explore at our own pace, but everyone who did the optional ones came back with a great review. Every morning, the front desk had maps for each destination, complete with the ship's location. I always grabbed one before heading out. After the included tour, I always knew exactly what I wanted to come back to. That's why I love the way Vikings structure their excursions. You get the perfect overview first, and then you go to explore at your own pace. Our walks in the town were honestly some of my favorite moments of the entire trip. We wandered the little street, found local shops, and bought a few souvenirs. My favorite souvenir, an advent calendar for my son from this gourmet specialty store in Arles that has been around since 1920s. Every little treat inside was French, unique, and beautifully made. I also found this truffle-flavored golden pepper berry mix. The flavor is unbelievable. And because the ship is docked until late in many locations, we loved going back out in the evenings to explore the towns again, especially in places like Avignon and Lyon, where the city is absolutely magical at night. And on a river cruise, you're not spending time traveling, you're spending your time in destination. I never felt like time was being taken away from me. I made every moment worth it, even though I couldn't take longer vacations this time. And because on this itinerary, we docked so close to towns, my husband actually went jogging right off the ship. That's how walkable and convenient everything was. You step off the ship and you're literally in destination. Scenic sailing was one of my absolute favorite parts of this entire Viking River Cruise. Even when it's a little chilly, I would bundle up, grab a warm drink, and sit outside watching the towns drift by. There is something magical about seeing friends from the water, the vineyards climbing the hills, the old stone bridges, the church towers, and the small villages glowing in the soft afternoon sun. The Rhône River has been an important waterway since Roman times, a major trade route. When you're sailing it, you can actually feel that history in the landscape. We had more scenic sailing moments than I expected. Each one was beautiful in its own way. Rivers are natural waterways, and water levels can change quickly depending on rain, storms, or melting snow in the mountains. During our trip, the Rhône started to rise, and our captain made the decision to leave earlier for Lyon. Because of that, we missed one of the evening walking tours, which honestly was completely fine with me. What impressed me is how smooth Viking made everything. They explained it clearly, adjusted the schedule, and kept the entire experience calm and stress-free. Another huge advantage of Viking is that they have the largest river cruise fleet in Europe, and their ships are almost identical. So if river becomes too high or too low for a specific ship to pass, Viking can easily swap ships along the route so your itinerary continues almost the same. Going through the locks was another fun experience. On this trip, we had 17 of them, and every single time more and more people would come up to watch. It became a little event on the ship. Watching the water rise or lower the ship, seeing how close the walls get, and feeling the ship settle into place, it's something special. Let's talk about the atmosphere on the ship. The service was truly exceptional, warm, genuine, and effortless. You start to recognize the staff and they recognize you. Everyone is happy to help and you never feel like you're just another passenger. And yes, we were definitely the youngest on this cruise, but we never once felt out of place. We felt welcomed, safe, included, and we had so many good conversations with people who traveled all over the world. These were incredible people full of stories, wisdom, and beautiful curiosity about the world. Because honestly, river cruises are for curious people who see the world differently. People who appreciate culture, history, scenery, and meaningful conversations. It's not about racing through Europe. Don't make it a race, make it a journey. I even got a drawing of a river boat from a gentleman we met on the trip. He was taking an art course and sketched several amazing pictures during the cruise. And when I asked if he could draw a river cruise ship for me, he happily agreed, and I'll absolutely love it. Evenings on Viking are cozy and relaxed. Definitely not a party cruise, which is exactly what we wanted. There were some activities we didn't attend, like the music quiz or the lectures, simply because we were too tired from exploring. But we did enjoy the live music in the lounge. It was lovely. My absolute favorite performance was by the two French singers who took out on a journey through Edith Piaf's classics. It felt authentically French, like stepping into a little Parisian corner. Before I get into highlights, my stateroom, and a few regrets, I want to pause for a moment. I absolutely love this itinerary, but the real question is, which river cruise is right for you? Everyone is different, and that's why choosing the right cruise matters. I created River Cruise Questionnaire, link in the description. Fill out as much or as little as you like, and I'll personally email you 3 river cruise options that match your style, complimentary with any specials I can find. And if you'd rather skip the form, you can always contact me directly and I'll guide you through everything step by step. This time we stayed in a standard stateroom, also known as Swan deck room, located on the lower main deck. The room was clean, bright, and comfortable. Cabins are at water level, so the windows is half height and doesn't open. The bed was very comfortable. Storage was surprisingly good. A nice closet, deep shelves, and a lot of space under the bed for suitcases. You get both US and European outlets. The bathroom is small but well designed. The shower doors fold in and out to create more space. The water pressure was great, warmed up in seconds, and the heated floor was such a cozy touch. Viking's premium toiletries were lovely. Daily housekeeping kept everything spotless. I asked for slippers and a robe, and they brought them right away. I didn't turn on the TV at all. I was too busy enjoying the trip, and honestly, the best part was unpacking once and relaxing for the week. I'll already have a video on my channel about standard cabins, but I'll make more cabin tip videos soon. Now let's talk about the highlights of this itinerary, the moments that made this trip unforgettable. We traveled in late October, which is my absolute favorite time for river cruises. No tourist crowds, beautifully fall leaves, cozy weather between 58 to 72 degrees, and just touch of light rain in Tournon that made everything feel even more charming. The itinerary really is the focus of the Rhône River Cruise, and these were my favorite highlights, the excursions that stood out, and what I personally loved the most. Arles is one of those towns that stays with you long after you leave. It's a place where history and art blend together in the most beautiful way. The Roman amphitheater, built in the 1st century AD, is absolutely incredible. It once held 20,000 people, and the fact that it's still used today for bullfights, concerts, and plays make it feel alive, not just ruined, but a living piece of history. The ancient streets are full of texture and color, warm yellows, soft pinks, and stone walls that glow differently throughout the day. Everything feels slow, peaceful, and deeply connected to the past. And then there was Van Gogh. Walking in Arles feels like walking inside one of his paintings. This where he created over 200 works, the riverbanks, the bridges, starry night. You can stand in the very spot he stood, seeing the same colors, the same corners. It is impossible not to feel inspired. Avignon feels like walking straight into a medieval storybook. The entire old town is completely encircled by medieval walls, and inside them you'll find narrow, winding streets lined with churches, charming squares, and remarkable stone buildings that have stood here for centuries. Exploring Avignon feels intimate and grand at the same time. The highlight, of course, is the Palace of the Pope. Seeing it up close is incredible. It's massive, powerful, and full of history. And then you climb to the top. The panoramic views are breathtaking. The rooftops, the Rhône River, and the whole city stretching out below you. The local market visit in Avignon was such a sensory experience. The moment you walk in, you're surrounded by color, fragrance, and the energy of everyday French life. It's exactly what you imagine when you think about Provence, but even better in person. You can hear vendors chatting with locals, smell freshly baked pastries, and see the most beautiful displays of produce you've probably ever seen. There were local spices, handmade soaps, truffle products, and seasonal treats you won't find anywhere else. Felt local, authentic, and full of life. No touristy, not rushed, just a real Provence right in front of your eyes. Viviers truly felt like stepping back in time. Founded in the 5th century, this little town was quiet, almost sacred stillness to it. Narrow stone lanes, ancient houses, and corners that look exactly like they did hundreds of years ago. It's peaceful, charming, and untouched in the best way. We climbed up to the viewpoint at the top, and the view was beautiful. Rooftops, winding alleys, and the soft landscape of Provence stretching into the distance. It's one of those places where you can almost hear the echoes of history around you. And of course, we grabbed a couple of pastries to bring back on board. And yes, Viking does let you bring food and drinks back with you. It felt like the perfect little treat before afternoon sailing. Viviers was the ideal half-day stop, exploring in the morning, sail in the afternoon, no rushing, just meaningful moments in a place that hasn't changed much in centuries. Steam train is such a fun and unique experience. It felt like stepping into a little village movie scene as the train winds through cliffs, forests, and beautiful river bends. And the fall colors made it more magical. Even with little rain, the scenery was breathtaking. The mist made the landscape feel cozy and cinematic like a painting. Honestly, on trips like this, you just make the best of the day, rain or shine, and this excursion was worth every moment. Lyon honestly surprised me. It's France's third largest city, but it feels warm, intimate, and full of character. I didn't expect anything special from the church. I've seen so many churches in Europe that I thought I'd seen it all, but this one became my favorite church of the entire trip. The basilica sits high above the city, and when you walk inside, it's breathtaking, detailed, elegant, glowing with gold and blue, and the view from the top absolutely incredible. And then there's Old Lyon with its cobblestone streets, Renaissance buildings, and those charming hidden passageways. There's nothing like losing yourself among those narrow streets, from silk shops to the cutest bakers and chocolate shops. The local stores are full of unique treasures, handmade soap, gourmet treats, and small items you won't find anywhere else. It's kind of a place where you wander without a plan and end up discovering something special. One of the most beautiful moments of this trip was our visit to Chateau in the wine country. The drive alone felt like a postcard, rolling vineyards, golden leaves, and that soft autumn light that makes everything look warmer and richer. The fall colors were absolutely stunning. The chateau itself was elegant and peaceful, surrounded by rows of vines turning color for the season. We tasted amazing local wines, learned about the region. We had a stop at a small town and wandered into a tiny local shop where we found the best ice cream and some unique gourmet treats. It was one of those stops that felt like classic France, charming, calm, and full of characters, and even more magical in fall. So now let's talk about the few things I didn't quite like on this trip. And just to be clear, none of this is Viking's fault. This is simply my personal preference and something I learned about myself on this cruise. I always travel in panoramic windows or balcony staterooms, and this time I wanted to try the standard Swan deck room. And the room was good, clean, comfortable, and great value. But I really missed having a balcony. I missed opening the doors to fresh air. Even though river ship docks next to each other often, that cabin is still so special to me. So for the full river cruise experience, I personally recommend booking a French balcony or veranda if it's within your budget. You feel so much closer to the river. During my Viking River Cruise in France, I took so many videos and photos. Also, I could create this YouTube video for you. So if you enjoyed this, it would mean the world to me if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. And your support truly helps more than you know. I'll be making even more videos about this cruise and about river cruising in Europe in general. After the cruise, we went straight to Paris, so stay tuned for part 2 where I'll share exactly what we did in Paris and how we planned it. The magic of a river cruise is more space, fewer crowds, and a front row seat to the world's picture-perfect panoramas. Travel the signature way. Thank you for watching, God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.